Junkyard Fox is a channel dedicated to outdoor survival and bushcraft, in which James usually posts videos about his primitive camping trips. The videos are usually pretty relaxing, with an emphasis on the beauty of nature and practicing outdoor skills, but this particular video is a bit more disturbing than the rest. In May 2021, he uploaded footage of an incident that took place while he was spending the night in a primitive shelter he built out in the West Texas desert. After only 2 hours of sleep, he woke up to loud music and a truck pulling up near his campsite.
Okay folks, so change of plans. I was asleep for 2 hours, then I woke up to a truck driving nearby, and they shot my truck. They legitimately shot the windows on my truck. People I don't know. This is crazy.
Because the area was pitch black, the men probably didn't see anyone in the brush and continued to shoot blindly at his parked truck for several seconds, unaware that he was sleeping in a camouflage shelter just yards away. After a while, the shooters make their way out of the area, which is when he decides to step out, inspect the damage, and show his viewers exactly what just happened.
Look, these are my windows. This is insane. Once again, I have no clue who these people are. They're just drunks. I could hear the loud music, that's what woke me up. And sure enough, so I'm guessing this trip is over. Oh man, what a mess.
Later in the video, he mentions he had his small pistol ready to protect himself, but engaging a group of armed people in the dark would have been a terrible mistake. It's unclear what exactly they planned to do, but based on their reckless behavior, they were probably just local drunks looking for an easy target to shoot at. Fortunately, he was able to get away safely and drive the damaged truck back home in the middle of the night. In June 2025, the creator behind the channel Sort of Interesting attempted a solo wild camp in a secluded stretch of woods. His channel is usually pretty relaxing, and his videos often feature him enjoying peaceful landscapes and surviving off-grid. With nearly 2 decades of outdoor experience, he rarely gets spooked. In the video, his hike into the woods is pretty uneventful. He starts filming the dark trees with his flashlight. Around this time, he hears a vehicle nearby, and things get a little more disturbing when a car suddenly pulls up on a rural lane.
I was just shining the torch around on full beam, showing like the woods to the camera. Some car somewhere on a road up there stopped, and I swear a torch shone into the trees, obviously from well above my head, but it's just spooked me a bit. Oh man, my heart is going. I swear the car that I just mentioned pulled up and somebody has got out. I don't know if it's just coincidence.
When he recorded this video, he was completely hidden in the pitch black, and the fact that a stranger stopped their car and stepped out into the darkness can only mean they were looking for him. After cowering on his knees in absolute silence, he hopes the strangers will leave, but the terrifying situation escalates just moments later when they pull out a flashlight of their own.
I don't know if you can see that they are literally scanning up and down. They are literally... Can you see this on the ground? They're literally looking straight at me.
Because local police had recently launched an operation to combat a massive spike in village crime, it's highly likely these people were responsible for the trouble and were hunting for an easy target to rob. The worst thing that could have happened to him is to have been spotted by the scanning flashlight, as he was completely alone and defenseless. Fortunately, he waited for the strangers to drive away, abandoned his camp entirely, and made a grueling 16-mile trek back home in the dead of night. He never went back to those woods again. In October 2019, a YouTuber uploaded this video to his channel Uncharted Travel, in which he posts about his urban exploration and outdoor adventures. The video was taken at around 1:30 a.m. inside an abandoned prison in remote Ontario. He had just set up his camp in the pitch-black cafeteria and was trying to go to sleep when he suddenly started hearing strange noises and footsteps echoing in the corridor right outside his tent.
I keep hearing something outside. Sounds like it's in the corridor, one of the corridors. Maybe an animal, I don't know. Of course now it's... Did you hear that? I hope that mic picked that up.
Considering he was camping in an isolated location surrounded by wilderness, it's very likely that there was a bear or some other large animal outside the tent. Although it's rare for coyotes to attack adult humans, it has been known to happen if they are hunting in a pack.
Holy, there's a coyote outside. Right outside my tent. Hey buddy, you want to leave me alone? It's gonna be a long night. I just want to go to sleep. Go away! Go away!
Other animals such as bears or mountain lions can also pose a threat to campers if they ever feel threatened or provoked, and in those cases, a feeble camping tent won't offer a lot of protection against a hungry pack of wild predators. It's much more common for urban explorers to be harassed by other people than by animals, but in this case, the footsteps and growling suggest it wasn't human. To protect himself, he grabs the only weapon he brought along on his trip, a knife, and is forced to abandon his camp to barricade himself on the prison's roof.
It's on the lower level, on the second floor, beneath me. Oh my god. There's a pack of coyotes out in the woods over there. Just hope to God they don't come up here.
Near the end of the video, he mentions the pack is directly beneath him on the second floor searching for him, and his car is a 2-hour hike away, but in the end he waited for them out and survived the night safely. Most explorers will say they're more afraid of running into ill-intentioned people rather than aggressive animals on their trips, and this footage is the perfect example of why. The creator behind Encounters with People has been uploading videos of his solo camping trips to his channel for a while. For those of you who don't know, this kind of wild camping just means setting up your gear pretty much anywhere in the middle of nowhere. In July 2025, he uploaded footage of a trip to a steep ravine, leaving civilization far behind. While setting up, he finds a heavily scratched tree and scattered deer bones right next to his camp, which is honestly a little creepy, but he keeps going anyway. After setting up his tent in the woods, he starts cooking dinner over the fire. As darkness sets in, he starts seeing things moving in the pitch-black woods. And this is when he mentions that he's getting a bad vibe and feels like he's possibly in danger.
You can even see the burial ground of the bones right over there, the deer bones. There's also a rock that rolled down this hill a little bit earlier, really freaked me out. So I think I'm gonna have to, I wanted to set up the GoPro like over there watching me, but I may need to get the GoPro kind of seeing me from the opposite side, but looking this way too, because I'm really creeped out with what might be over here.
Most experienced campers would probably tell you that if your gut is telling you something's wrong, you should probably call it a day and leave, but he decided to stick it out for the night and kept on recording. As soon as he settled down to eat his dinner, things started to get very creepy.
Whatever that was, it totally just ran out of here. I think I just heard something over there. It's so dark I can barely see anything. I got my machete. My fire's starting to go dim.
Completely freaking out after the disturbing encounter, he grabs his machete to protect himself, but things only continue to get worse for him.
There it is. I see something right there. You see that? It's literally moving right in front of me. The freak is that? Stay away from me. I just saw something run across there. There's dead bones over there. This is like a crazy hillside. Something just took off running right on the side of that hillside. I don't know what it could be. There's something moving up there now too. Do you see that? I can barely see it moving. It's looking at me. This is not what I wanted.
After spotting something run across the hillside and noticing another figure staring directly at him from the brush, he steps away from the fire to investigate. He looks around for a while, but finds nothing in the brush besides the creepy bones, so he decides to call it a night and heads back to camp. The next morning, having made it through the night safely, he packs up and gives his viewers a recap of everything that happened.
Barely got any sleep last night because I kept hearing stuff all night. I woke up all the time. And I actually think that, I don't know what it could have been, but I had really weird dreams. And it might have just been because I was in and out of consciousness.
His reaction throughout the experience seems genuine, especially considering how differently people can respond in stressful and uncertain situations. As for what exactly was out there and what it wanted, that's really anyone's guess. If it was just a harmless animal, that's one possibility. But because of the scattered deer bones he found, it's clear that the area was home to a large predator. There's no way to know what might have happened if things had gone differently, but given the circumstances, it's probably a good thing he stayed alert and prepared. Work Less, Enjoy Life More is a channel where Larry frequently shows footage of his nighttime visits to sketchy outdoor locations and solo camping trips. In October 2024, he uploaded a video of a camping trip he took to a burnt-out forest in the middle of nowhere south of Flagstaff, recording everything he saw as he explored some of the surrounding woods in the darkness. For the first few minutes, all you can see is him setting up camp and cooking a steak, and you can't help but be kind of amazed at how brave it is to visit a dark forest with almost zero cell phone service all alone, not knowing if you're going to run into potentially hostile animals or something else. As the video progresses, he makes a few comments and observations on his surroundings, and throughout the footage there doesn't appear to be anyone else in the forest with him. Around 10 minutes in though, an extremely disturbing sound takes the footage in a pretty dark direction. In the distance, a loud, sharp noise that sounds almost like a gunshot or a massive tree branch snapping breaks the silence. It's possible that the disturbing sound was just a dead tree falling, but because it sounded so loud and heavy, it could have also been someone or something else lurking just outside his camp. Because he had been cooking and making noise almost the whole time, he might have inadvertently alerted someone else who may have wanted to mess with him. Still, it's hard to imagine why anyone else would be wandering in the same secluded part of the woods as him. What's most disturbing is what happens a few minutes later as he sits completely frozen by the fire, waiting for whatever made the noise to finally reveal itself.
Like, I just want to see something that I could know that it was it, just so I can just drop it. Like, I'm trying to sit up. The dogs are fighting.
He mentions that part of him just wants the unseen threat to be a coyote or a cow, just so he can finally know what is out there and drop his anxiety. Right after that, his dogs start acting up and fighting, reacting to the unseen presence in the darkness.
Hi.
It's almost as if they were sensing something disturbing hiding just out of sight. Luckily, whatever was out there never showed itself, and he was able to sleep through the rest of the night safely. He has continued uploading outdoor footage to this day. Grizzly Gaz is a camping channel on YouTube where Gaz documents his hiking and camping trips across the UK with his French bulldog Fendi. His content usually shows him exploring remote locations, often camping in extreme conditions, and occasionally capturing unexpected encounters with large animals deep in the woods. The videos typically follow a calm, outdoorsy style, focusing on the journey, the setup, and the experience of being alone in nature. However, in April 2023, one particular trip took an unusual turn. Gaz had set up camp in a quiet, wooded area, and everything initially went according to plan. As evening approached, he began preparing a steak dinner over the fire. That's when, without warning, a random man wearing jeans and a coat suddenly approached his campsite and asked him for a beer and some food.
Right, we've got steaks on go now. Bit of ribeye, pot boiling for some mash, and I've got a visitor. Creeped up behind me asking me if I had a light. I shit me pants. This is Martin anyway. I don't know him, but he's stopping for a steak, so...
Just some random crate wandering about.
You went round here in a poncho a couple of months ago, were you?
I don't think I was. I could have been.
The fact that a random stranger can just walk out of the woods and approach someone camping alone in the middle of nowhere is already unsettling. And based on the way Martin was speaking, it's clear that something about him wasn't quite right. This could easily have turned into a dangerous situation for Gaz, especially considering how isolated the campsite was and how little control he had over who might show up. As the two sat and shared food, Martin began talking about how his life had fallen apart due to drugs, explaining how he ended up wandering through the woods alone that day. While the conversation itself may have seemed somewhat normal on the surface, things took a sharp turn when Gaz briefly turned his back to chop more wood for the fire, only to find that Martin had completely vanished into thin air.
Talking about life and how he got to where he is and drugs and whatnot, and then turned around to cut some firewood up. So I cut a couple of logs up, and when I turned back round, he'd gone.
Unnerved by the sudden disappearance, he immediately packed up his campsite and hurried out of the woods, deciding to strap a trail camera to a nearby tree on his way out just in case. Luckily, he made it out of the area safely that night, but when he returned to the exact spot the next morning to check the footage, the camera was completely gone.
Trail camera's gone. That's where it was, on this tree. So my gut instincts were right, weren't they, to leave.
It's highly likely that whoever was out there was watching him the entire time, but we'll probably never know where Martin disappeared to or what exactly he took with him into the dark.